Okay, today for our deep dive, we're looking at a piece of hardware with a name only an engineer could love. The Kramer CLS-AOCH-60F-164.
It really just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah, sounds more like a Wi-Fi password you'd immediately forget. But from the research, this is not some generic cable you find in a bin. This is like the Formula One car of HDMI cables.
That's absolutely the right way to think about it. We're not talking about connecting your monitor that's, 2 feet away.
Okay.
We are talking about solving a fundamental physics problem.
Which is?
How do you move an enormous amount of data? We're talking full 4K video across 50 meters, that's 164 feet, without losing a single bit of information.
And normally you can't do that.
Not with a standard copper cable, no. Physics gets in your way. Over that kind of distance, electrical resistance just builds up and the signal degrades. It attenuates.
You get those sparkles on the screen or just nothing at all.
Exactly. The dreaded black screen. This Kramer cable is the fix. It's what they call an active optic hybrid.
Okay, hybrid makes me think it's a mix of things. What's actually inside this?
It's a combination of copper wire and OM3 fiber optics. The copper is there to handle power and some low-speed communication, but all the heavy lifting, the actual high-speed video data that gets converted into pulses of light.
So it's literally using light to just bypass that whole resistance problem.
You got it. That's how they can guarantee 18 gigabits per second of bandwidth over the full 164 feet. And that number is so crucial because it's what you need for 4K resolution at 60 hertz with 4.4.4 color.
Which
means the signal that comes out the other end is mathematically identical to the signal that went in. Zero loss. Perfect.
That brings me to the build then. I was honestly expecting a cable the size of a garden hose to carry all that, but the specs say it's only 4.5 millimeters thick.
It's incredibly thin, and it has a really tight bending radius of just 20 millimeters. I mean, if you ever had to pull a thick, stiff cable through a conduit or a ceiling, you know why that matters. But the jacket itself is the really interesting part. It's LSHF.
Low smoke and halogen free. I see that on commercial specs a lot.
Right.
Is that just about basic fire safety?
It's about liability and survival, really. Your standard cable jacket is probably PVC. When that burns, it releases this thick, black, toxic smoke halogen gases.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it basically turns into hydrochloric acid in the air. So if you're installing this in a public space like a school or an airport, you have to use LSHF to meet safety codes. It stops the cable itself from becoming a hazard in a fire.
That got dark quickly, but it makes perfect sense. And what about installation headaches? I saw K-lock connectors mentioned.
Yeah. That's just a smart mechanical fix for a really common problem.
It stops it from getting pulled out accidentally.
Exactly. It provides about 15 pounds of restraining force. And because the main data is traveling on fiber on light, the cable is totally immune to electromagnetic interference. You can run it right next to high voltage lines and you won't get any buzz or signal drops.
So let's talk about the alphabet soup of standards. It supports HDR, ARC, CEC.
Right. And they're all important, but the one you absolutely need to care about is HDCP 2.2.
That's the copy protection, the digital handshake.
That's the one. If your cable doesn't support the latest version, Netflix or your Blu-ray player just won't play protected content. It's that simple. This cable makes sure that handshake works perfectly, every time. And yeah, it also handles the high-end audio formats like Dolby True HD. Your sound isn't getting bottlenecked either.
Okay, we have to address the elephant in the room. This thing costs around $304, even discounted. That is a serious investment for one cable.
It is. It absolutely is. But you're not just buying a cable. You have to think about the cost of a rip and replace.
Meaning?
Meaning if you install a cheap copper cable behind drywall and it fails in 6 months, you're not just buying another cable. You're paying a contractor to come in and tear open your wall.
Right. So you're paying for the guarantee that you only have to do the job one time.
Precisely. It's peace of mind. It's infrastructure.
It really changes how you look at something as simple as a cable. You know, we obsess over the billion-pixel TV or the super-fast computer, but we just ignore the pipe connecting them.
We do. And it kind of leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? What other invisible pipes in our tech lives are we neglecting, just assuming they'll always work? Right up until the moment they snap.